Hello and welcome. Today we're going off-road. We're trying something a little bit different, and we're here with Manuel and his amazing modified 2006 Defender. Hello Manuel, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you.
What's special about this car? Because it doesn't look stock at all.
No, I think it's modified, it's changed to my needs really, just to build it to a way where I can just use it for off-roading, for overlanding, all different sorts of things.
Okay, so I can see that you've added a winch at the front. Clearly the engine's not stock as well. You've got lots of gubbins here. It looks pretty amazing. It's pretty beefy, but you built it functionally, correct?
Mainly only functionally, not cosmetics, no.
Okay, so we're talking about Landys. Why did you buy Land Rover?
Well, I always loved them since I've been a kid and I always wanted to have one, and now it was time to get one.
So you picked a Defender, the classic vintage one?
The vintage, I mean, they've always been vintage and never changed over the years, yeah, but it's an old, good engine. It's a very solid engine, and that's why I took this one especially.
So the reason I picked Manuel, apart from that he's my friend, is this is a 2006 and he's done something like more than 100,000 kilometers in the last 10 years with it.
Actually, not in the last 4 years.
4 years.
So never had any issues, never had any breakdowns, no serious breakdowns, bits and pieces falling off here and there, but nothing that really left me stranded.
Yeah. Of course, you've got some pretty amazing stuff as well. Quick look here. You've got the winch, you've got the off-road lights, you've got a roof rack. In fact, there's so much stuff. I think let's go on to the back and see some of the more interesting overlandy stuff he's done. So I'm here with what looks like a steel cupboard, but actually it's Manuel's coffee table. Manuel, take it away. What is this?
Well, it's not only a coffee table. It does do a coffee table, but it's mainly sand ladders. So they are the aluminium ones to get you out of sand when you're stuck, especially when you're on your own. But
so people in the back can't see out of them now because you just cover up the windows.
Well, there's no seats in the back, and you basically just fold it down and put your cooker on it, put your cooking gear, your coffee cooker, whatever it is.
He cooks on this. What do you cook?
Well, you can just put your stove on and you do your tagine, you do any sorts of breakfast omelets, whatever you have in mind, really.
It sounds like I want to be able to have breakfast with Manuel more, because this is pretty amazing. But then, hang on, you've got one sand ladder here, and there's another sand ladder up there. What's going on?
Well, these ones, if you use them, they're nice and black. So if you use them, they get damaged, I figured. So I have a second pair, and they are just the ones I use on a regular basis.
This is so Dubai. He has actually two of everything, because he has the pretty ones and then he has the functional ones.
But you have 4 wheels, don't you?
This is true, but you kind of need 4 of them to balance, unless you're a Morgan 3-wheeler. So this is actually just drilled in. You can't really see this, but it's actually just drilled in, because the Land Rover is just a big Tonka toy.
Exactly. So it's just drilled through, and then with a nut from the other side, and this just holds that way.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Not too many cars you could do that to, is there?
Well, there's a bit of a weird feeling when you start putting the drill onto your car and just drilling through. It feels just different and weird for the first time, but you get used to that on a Land Rover.
Fair enough. So we've got this rack on top. What's in your rack? Because I don't see a normal Land Rover, so people have sand ladders and cupboards and things. You actually don't have a whole lot of stuff on here.
No, not really. I mean, there's a table, a proper big table underneath it. There's the sand ladders, but I do carry kayaks, firewood, tents, whatever is needed on it. So I use it for whatever's just required.
So you keep your weight low, but what's the point of keeping your weight low?
As always, when you have a lot of weight on the roof, when you do angle driving in the sand, for example, the tip over point is just much higher. So I try to keep everything underneath the line.
So basically, you don't want to roll over his very expensively modified Land Rover.
Yes.
Also take a big quick look here. If you can see the tires he's put on. He's put BFGs, which are my favorite tires at the moment. And these are bigger than stock, aren't they?
They are. They are 265. The normal ones comes with 235. Just gives you a bit more traction in the sand.
235s are like cookie cutters.
Yes, they are.
So this is also lifted as well, I think.
It has a lift which comes with other springs when you want to carry more weight.
How much weight is in this thing?
Well, I calculated and estimated probably if we go on a 3-week trip, it's about 2.8 tons, I would assume.
Including yourself?
Including myself, which is just a minimal amount.
That is like Land Cruiser level weight here. I mean,
it is.
Nissan Patrols carry this amount of weight, but you really take this overlanding seriously. And you'll know how seriously when you see what he's got in the back. So now we're in the back of Manuel's man cave of Land Rover delights, and we've got some pretty cool stuff here. Of course, the obligatory tire carrier. Sorry, not tire carrier. This is the fuel and water carrier. Did you have that made here?
No, that was shipped in from Australia. It's quite solid and complex to do, so it's just cheaper and easier to get it from there.
Another thing that's just drilled into the car, as I can see, and just bolted on.
It is, exactly. Then the biggest hole ever was the shower outlet, which is connected to a pump.
Why do you need a shower?
If you go on long trips, the occasional shower isn't too bad, isn't it?
You know, I mean, I like to camp near the Hilton. That's really been my problem all this time. So you have a full shower. Isn't it a bit cold?
It is cold. There's options of heated showers. I didn't go that far yet, so I've tried to man up.
Hilton's the way to go. So basically, you've got no back seat.
No, there's no back seats. There's a drawer system which carries all sorts of different recovery
This is
gear,
Aladdin's cave of stuff here. Hold
all
on.
sorts of. This is a shower connector, for example. So you have shower arm here, compressor tools, straps, lights, cooking equipment.
Harissa, because really spices rule the world.
It is good to have, always good to have.
Chargers, cables, bits of wire. I
Yeah.
mean, this is your house. And all these
is.
ropes, which will be honest, a bit questionable.
But it's a recovery gear mainly, so it's all for.
So these are like
pulleys
straps.
and straps.
Ooh, where is
and
that?
all.
Serious bit of block there.
It's exactly. So it's just everything needful. Gaffer tape, which is probably the best one to have ever in your car.
Gaffer tape is the single most useful thing a man
It
ever
is. It
needs.
fixes.
So you got a lot of running gear here because he's also a bit of a runner. But then you got sleeping bags and you got this massive fridge. What's in the fridge?
In the fridge right now, there's not much left anymore because it's all taken out last night. But there's always food and drinks in there, which is good to keep you hydrated also during off-road drives. And there's also the water tank for the showers behind the fridge.
I mean, all of this stuff does not look like it was cheap. How much money do you think you spent on this car, if you don't mind saying?
I can only estimate. I would think about 80 to 100,000 dirhams on top of the purchase price, probably over the years.
So the car cost about 90 something, and you've doubled that in modifications.
Yeah.
A lot of people now watch this and thinking, wow, either he's very wealthy or he's crazy. Which one do you think you fall on?
I'm probably a bit of both, I would think. But it's just really built to my... There wouldn't be any car you can buy from the shop that does what this car does to me, at least. So there's no stock car that has the additions and the add-ons for off-road driving in the dunes, but also for long overland trips.
I mean, this is pretty special. Because what I like about Manuel is that he's really customized this car to his specs. This is very much his car. So I think the money... it isn't important. What's important is the passion behind the brand. And you are one of the members of the Land Rover Owners Club. You're one of the founders, aren't you?
Exactly.
So you basically get like-minded enthusiasts together to go and look at each other's Land Rovers. It's a bit like, a competition for men to really sort of...
There's always the comparison between defenders.
He's got more things in his drawers than
There's
other people.
lots of inspiration going on there as well. So you see things and you steal them, you copy them, which is quite nice.
But you guys are really built, all dressed up with nowhere to go. But you actually have taken this quite far, haven't you?
Yeah, I do lots of trips, normally once a year, longer trip. The last one brought us to Morocco for 3 weeks. The year before went to Saudi for 2 weeks. And then I've probably seen every single stone in Oman so far over the last couple of years. And this is as far as you can go overland from here.
And that's a really impressive thing, isn't it? That you've actually taken the car and done what it's meant to do. A lot of people, I mean, even Land Rovers aren't really exempt, buy these cars and they drive to the mall, they build them up and then they just put them for show. But you actually, this car is dirty. This car's been used.
It is dirty, unfortunately, but I can't get it clean anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be one of those detailing places to get it all vacuumed.
They would hate me.
Cool. Also, I want you to notice that Manuel is quite a large man as compared to me. So how does he fit in it? So Manuel is quite tall. How tall are you?
I'm 196, which is
translate that into
6'5".
6'5". He's the only person I've ever met who's taller than Shazad. So
he's not even tall.
I like to hang out with big people because it makes me feel taller. But the question is, Land Rovers aren't built for people with tall, long bodies. How have you managed to fix this problem?
Well, you're very right there. So I did a few changes. First of all, the seat is coming further back with an adapter here, and then it's a little bit further up, which means you're sitting more relaxed. And I have fitted Recaro seats, which make a nice
More
change.
cheap additions.
More cheap additions, but it makes it really comfortable. So you can
It does
sit in
look
this
really
car
comfortable.
for 1,000 kilometers without any back pain, without any problems.
So it's not like a suspension seat, it's just a style racing seat basically.
Exactly. This is still very hard, but it's more like a racing seat, yeah.
Well, British people like it hard in these cars. That's all I can say.
It's a car made to suffer, yeah.
He said it, not me. He said it. I didn't say a thing. So 2006 Defender, all pretty much stock interior. Hang on, he's got Bluetooth.
Well, I do actually, but you can't. The problem is the noise from the engine, because there's no engine cover anymore and there's no exhaust silencers anymore, so it's so loud you can't actually use hands-free in this car.
He's really selling us on the Defender lifestyle.
I do. It's just modified. I'm just putting it out, but I love it.
Yeah, I have to be honest. Yeah, it looks pretty cozy. It looks pretty comfortable. I mean, so this is strict two-seater now.
Yeah, only. Absolutely.
And you clearly don't have too many friends, or you just tell them to take an Uber or a Kareem.
Exactly. I'm not a taxi.
Yep. he uses that word a lot because he really seems to hate taking people around. But it looks very comfortable, and you've got all of your gear in here. And do you ever worry about stuff flying through the back? No, you don't, because he's got a big grate here to stop.
That's exactly the point, which is a safety issue. Because if you carry a lot of things in the back, it's very risky that if you need to brake, that you have it all in the front.
And that's really probably the most interesting thing about this car, is that it's been built so safely and well. A lot of people, they just go to the catalogue, throw everything in there, and basically end up with a car that's sort of half cooked, not really thought of. But you have really thought about these things. So the question is next, how well does it drive? Well, that is what I'm about to do, because this very brave man is giving it to me to drive off-road. So let's see if the Defender doesn't get stuck like the last one I drove. Okay, we're now in Manuel's Defender. I'm about to take the wheel for what can be charitably described as the first time. And so I obviously know everything there is to know about it. But for those of us who have just caught up now, what's the engine on this? This is not the 2.2 from a Defender.
That's a 2.5 litre called TD5. So it's a stock 120 horsepower, now about 180 horsepower with lots of modifications and tuning elements to it.
Yeah. When you say lots of modifications, you've got a hybrid turbo, you've got intakes, everything's been changed on this. And the entire driveline, as you said before, has been beefed up. But this is a stock clutch, so pretty easy to live with.
It's easy to drive once you get used to it.
Well, let's see from the shot. Oh no, that's not first. We put driving in third off-road, don't we?
So
low range.
Exactly, low range. I put it in low range.
And then we
sometimes you stall the engine.
Sometimes you stall the engine all the time. Give it some revs. Maybe, you know what, drive it in second. We're off!
Yes!
We're off! And the amount of, sorry about that. The scrape of the gears and the noise of the diesel.
It is, but it's all about simulation. But it's 150,000 kilometers on the engine now, and also the same first gearbox.
Yeah.
And it has seen a lot of
I really apologize. I think you're taking some of the gear's life off this gearbox with me driving it.
So not a problem.
This is a Dobinson suspension setup. Where's that from? Australia?
That is from Australia. I think that they don't manufacture it anymore, but it is a heavy-duty suspension meant to carry lots of weight on long off-road trips, 200, 300, 400 kilometers, to avoid overheating. It's normally used on armored cars, for example.
So we've had it. I've been driving around a little bit on this, and on these flat bits, it's the ride surprisingly good, surprisingly pliant, comfortable. I don't feel like I'm being tossed about. This is a pretty bumpy track. We're going to go over some bumps, and actually so nice considering how much weight are we carrying in the back.
Well, right now it's almost empty, but the car overall, as it stands here now or drives here now, is probably around 2.4 tons. 2.4 tons, as opposed to a stock Defender, which is how much? A stock when it's empty is 2 tons right about.
Yeah.
But if you add the winch, the bigger bumper, the carry on the back, there's a bit coming to it.
So I'm just using all the revs now because we're ready.
Yeah, you can. It's a constructed area.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Head down. Oh, there's a bumper down there. Somebody's been here already.
It looks like a Land Cruiser.
The good thing about Defenders is that really you can just abuse the hell out of them and you don't feel bad about it. It's not like a cruiser or a patrol. The interior is pretty basic, pretty standard, and you know, it's like a working vehicle.
There's not much plastic next to it. You can still break them, of course, so you need to be respectful.
Yeah.
But
especially somebody else's car.
That is
much better.
Compared to other cars, much more forgiving when you come down steep climbs, or even if you're on the mountains and go over rocks, for example. You don't damage the car really.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I'm loving this experience. The first Defender I drove was a 2.2 Puma, and now I can let you in on a little bit of secret. Land Rover wouldn't let me take it off-road.
What was that?
Insurance.
Oh, okay.
They're not even insured for off-road, but I had to do something because the Defender isn't meant to be driven on-road, is it?
On-road, no.
So I really just drove it off-road briefly, and it was like this. It was very difficult to drive. Even, I think I was driving high range, obviously now I realize you gotta drive it low range. And I didn't like it, but this one with the 2.5, with this turbo, this horsepower, I'm really enjoying it.
You can, even if you get used to it, you don't have to do that now, but you can really put your foot down and go fast as well. So they do both. There will never be a dune basher, also due to the weight.
Yeah.
But if you're on tracks, they just do a good job.
Well, we actually have a lot of space out here, but let's get back to the truck. Shall we go over these bits? Do you think she'll do it?
Yeah. Alright. It's a desert car, isn't it?
It's a desert car, but you know, insurance could be interesting. Let's try the down. This is a great thing about these kinds of trucks. I could never do this in my truck.
That's also the advantage of the D90 compared to the 110. First of all, it's a little bit lighter, and you don't have the
Wheelbase.
long wheelbase.
Yeah. What a thing! So it's a stock steering still, stock brakes, so the brakes aren't superb. They're not even bothering to drive this on road because an on road car
It
is
doesn't
horrible.
drive fast enough to use the brakes very often. Let's put it that way.
It's true. It's true. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's the construction side.
That would have been ended really badly.
Actually, not necessarily, but could.
But let's not find out, shall we? Let's not find out.
Today.
Not today. So we're gonna have to go around this. Oh, this is a bit of adventure. In more ways than one. I think I'm prefer start off in second. There we go. I'll lead third to the experts. Woo. I'm killing his clutch, one gear change at a time. But I'm used to a Jeep clutch. A Jeep is a lot simpler and easier to drive.
It is definitely. You have lots of problem with people driving these cars off-road and burning the clutch.
Yeah? But I don't sit on the clutch the way some people do.
Some just have their foot on there permanently, or when you're stuck, for example, you don't drive out with the clutch.
Yeah. No. So this also has the ARB compressors and all of that jazz, right?
Exactly, it has an ARB compressor, but they're Ashcroft lockers. So they are not ARBs. Ashcroft is also the whole drivetrain. It's a UK manufacturer, and they are
So it's
hand-building
serious
things.
money then.
It's the CV joints look like a piece of art. It's something I was thinking about putting rather in the vitrine at home rather than putting it into the car. They're really beautiful.
I love this thing. I love the way it drives. I love the way it sounds. I love the sort of muscle you need to drive it.
You have the feeling you can cross deserts, and that makes a difference.
You have crossed deserts though.
I did, yeah.
Are we good
That's
on this
true.
side, you think?
Yeah. If you're good here, anywhere.
Let's break this over. Straight over. These things are amazing.
You have nothing to worry about that falls off.
Well, apart from your harissa spice.
There is a spice in the drawer. Yeah, we'll need to check if it's still in one piece.
So you'd never sell this car?
No, definitely. I get lots of offers. People asking if I sell it.
Well, the prices have gone up, haven't they?
They did, but still, the amount of money you spend on it. What else would I buy that would do the same thing for me? I couldn't buy a car from the factory. And equipping another car would be even more expensive now, probably.
Yeah, that's true. So this is done. Or
Exactly.
Will you do anything else to it?
No, there's nothing more I need really. There's a few replacements that are coming in, which is more maintenance. It's probably a new gearbox at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of mileage on it now.
Yeah, but that's just being very German, because actually this car feels fine to me.
It does,
absolutely
but
fine.
it's always replacing things before they break. It's a German thing.
It is a German thing. Why are you a German who's into Land Rovers? Explain that to me.
That's a good question, because the Germans don't know, besides the G, how to build off-roaders.
Yeah.
And the G is a different budget and a different beast of itself.
Cool though. But you want a G, don't you?
I would love to have a G. Definitely. I will have one day.
Yeah.
See, ride one.
It's coming. I'm pretty sure you'll find one pretty soon.
Yeah.
What happened to this beauty?
I will keep it.
You know what? I have absolutely enjoyed driving this car, and I have enjoyed that you have not mocked me too much for stalling it constantly.
Not at all.
But this time, thank you very much.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed.
Manuel, you are a star. Hopefully you enjoy our video soon. Thanks for watching this. You'll see us of course on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all the rest. See you later.
Bye. It's very different but good drive.
No, we've stalled on a hill. Let's start it up again. What do you think? First or
Downhill.
second here?
Third.
Still third?
Downhill, yeah. Put your foot down. You need to rev the engine and then let the clutch come. Exactly. Put down.
No, maybe not.
Put in. Can put it in second.
Let me
Yeah.
try put it in second. It feels like we're having a bit of a goofy moment. Should I try backing it down the hill?
I think you can just drive out now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let me try this gently.
You gas.
This is great, we're having a live embarrassing Intishar moment.